the current brand of basketball that you see teams play was pioneered by the Golden State Warriors in early 2014, 2015, right? The fast-paced offense, shooting higher volumes of threes, setting lots of screen to get your shooters better shots. That was all set up by the Golden State Warriors. It was pioneered by the Golden State Warriors, and you had teams try to copy it. Most notably, the 2018 Rockets. Infamous, they came out, they said flat out, listen, we're trying to play the Golden State Warriors at their own game. So for them to make a decision that just seems backwards to me is uncharacteristic. But it's not too surprising because their manager, right, that is responsible for a lot of their success, Bob Myers, recently actually resigned. He left the organization. There were contract disputes and they couldn't come to an agreement, and he left, and he's going to go into sportscasting. And it makes me wonder, was this decision made by Bob Myers in the front office, or was it someone else? Or was it made by Bob Myers as a last middle finger to the Golden State Warriors? Because it's such a bizarre thing to do, right? Like, just the pairing of Chris Paul and Stephen Curry in and of itself alone, completely bizarre, right? Why? Because they are both prominent point guards. Like, these two point guards have been rivals. Steph Curry and Chris Paul have been rivals since Chris Paul was in Los Angeles, right? And then when he joined James Harden in Houston, do you remember those series between the Houston Rockets and the Golden State Warriors? They were butting heads. Chris Paul's talking trash to him. Like, they're almost two sides of the same coin. Now, Steph Curry is better, but what they bring to the table is so bizarre to have on one team. Now, Chris Paul's playing style is completely different from Stephen Curry and the Golden State Warriors playing style. Warriors have more of a free flow offense in which they always try to get the ball to the open man. It's fast paced. It's not the type that Chris Paul is used to, or Chris Paul ran in Houston with James Harden. It's just iso ball and you know what I mean, dribble for 25 seconds and get it to the open guy. It's more free flowing. It's ball here, ball there, pass, always moving, right? Like Steph Curry, when you watch him, he pass and he's always moving. That's what makes him hard to guard. It's the same thing with Klay Thompson. He passes, gets to a spot. That's going to be hard for Chris Paul to just integrate into it, right? Like, not a lot of players can join that system and be very successful. Kevin Durant can join that system and be successful because Kevin Durant's Kevin Durant. He can join any system and be successful, right? He was fine with just getting the ball and shooting and doing what he has to do. But Chris Paul at 38, I don't see him moving around, running around the court, making cuts every single time he passes the ball. His age isn't going to allow him to do that. They're going to have either a completely different system for the starting five and then a completely different system for like the second unit, which is weird. And so I just don't really think that the Golden State Warriors got better this offseason with the acquisition of Chris Paul. To me, it just does not make sense. There's nothing about this trade. That makes sense to me whatsoever. It is such a bizarre trade. It was like it looks to me like it was someone was in the front office and was just pressed, or that you either have to give up Draymond Green or you have to give up Jordan Poole, and they decided to give up Jordan Poole for whoever. They could have gotten Bradley Beal earlier on in the offseason if they made that. If they knew they were going to get rid of Jordan Poole, they should have traded for Bradley Beal. They made the trade with Washington. I'm pretty sure Washington would have rather traded Bradley Beal for Jordan Poole instead of trade Bradley Beal for Chris Paul, right? Because the trade, it was a three-way trade almost. The Phoenix Suns stole Bradley Beal from the Washington Wizards, basically. It was Chris Paul for Bradley Beal. Lopsided trade. Then the Warriors get finessed. They trade Chris Paul that they just acquired and they don't want him for Jordan Poole. If the Warriors knew they were going to get rid of Jordan Poole, they should have done it earlier on in the offseason for Bradley Beal. At least there you have something. But yes, guys, if you like this kind of content, make sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a like underneath this video, leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do you like this trade? Are you excited for the Golden State Warriors season? Do you think they're better or worse? And aside from that, thanks for watching.